There are some with more evidence of fraud than you have. There are some with less. But from what I heard today, if you had hearings and made findings of fact, there's overwhelming proof of fraud. It depends on you, and it depends on your determination of credibility. You look at the ridiculous rejection rate. In 2016, you had 199,000 votes, mail-in votes, 6.4% rejection rate. 2020, you had 1,320,000, and you had no rejection, none, 0.2%. I mean, that can't be possible, except if the testimony those witnesses gave is true, that they weren't allowing Republicans to do their duty, and that constitutes fraud. You're putting ballots in that easily could be tampered with. You have 123,725 statistically invalid votes, according to Professor Ramsted's analysis. You have 96,600 votes that were mailed in, that were cast, put in the ballot box, 96,660 votes that you voted, for which there's no response, none, zero. It doesn't attach to anything. When you look at that rejection rate, and when you look at what you saw on the video, which to me was a smoking gun, powerful smoking gun, well, I don't have to be a genius to figure out what happened. And I don't have to be a genius to figure out that those votes are not legitimate votes. You don't put legitimate votes under a table. No. Wait until you throw the opposition out, and in the middle of the night count them. We would have to be fools to think that. So no need to push it any further, but there's more than ample evidence to conclude that this election was a sham. It was an embarrassment to the citizens of your state. Yes, it was. And it's not the only one. And not my place to confuse it anymore, but in my view, it was part of a concerted plan, because certain cities were picked in order to carry this out where they thought they could get away with it. They didn't do it everywhere. It's not accidental that they picked Detroit and Pittsburgh and Philadelphia and Milwaukee and Phoenix, Arizona, and Las Vegas, Nevada. What do they all have in common? They're controlled by one political party. Some of them have been controlled by that political party for 60 years, and they have records of criminal corruption indictments as long as my arm, and some of them have quite long records for voter fraud. So this was a carefully selected thing they did here. And the one thing common to it all is the mail ballot. Keep the Republicans away from seeing the mail ballot. If they were not fooling around with that mail ballot, then exactly why were they putting us in corrals in Philadelphia or in Pittsburgh? Why were they keeping Republicans away from ballots here? Why were they counting them in the middle of the night if there was nothing wrong with them? You would think they'd want to show them to us.
Exactly.
I think it's clear. And I hope you take the advice of the professor. Whenever we've had a terrible constitutional crisis, we can always go back to one place for the answer, to our founding fathers and the Constitution. They put the finger on you. They put the finger right on you, on the state legislatures. You're the plenary power. You don't even share it like you do the elections clause with Congress. It's yours alone. And it's because you are the body closest to the people, and you can protect us the best. And we're counting on you. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. We appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you also, Mr. Burson, for being here. We appreciate your time. Yes, you can.
Burson, yes, sir.
First, I want to just thank you for your service to our country. I appreciate you being here. It took 4 hours to get here from Savannah. You probably drive like I do.